Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone's doing well today. A little bit of an issue at the start of the stream there, but hopefully it's fixed now. Like I was saying previously, new to streaming on YouTube, so there is a chance that we'll have some issues here, but I'll try and get them sorted out as quickly as possible. But if there's any issues that you think I'm not aware of, please let me know in chat, and or comment on the stream archives, and I'll do my best to try to fix them up. I'm actually streaming at a slightly higher bitrate today as well, so see how that affects the quality. Hopefully the pitch quality should be slightly better. So what have we done so far? We've moved, there used to be a whole bunch of stuff over here, we've actually moved over here instead. So we have just miscellaneous logistics type production. Used to be in a block over here, and we just moved that block over to the a little bit closer to the main train stations. Also landfill storage. We may be actually boosting landfill storage a little bit today as well. Not storage, but landfill production, because I think we may start planning for the factory expansion today as well. Hey Kevin. And if I don't respond to chat as well, just give me a poke. I should probably pop chat out. 1 second, I'm just going to grab chat here so I can see it a little bit easier. I haven't quite got my screen layout set up correctly either. I was so used to all the different things I had open for Twitch. It's slightly different for YouTube, so it's going to take me a little while to get that sorted out as well. So yeah, I think we'll start planning for the factory expansion today. Let's have a quick look at the map. There's a few options we've got for factory expansion. We can either do a vertical flip of the factory we've got and do another factory up here, which I think is probably preferable to the other options, and the other option is to actually do the expansion on this side. The advantage with doing the expansion on this side is that we already have a landfill bridge that we installed for the old train network that used to be going across there. But yeah, so that's the advantage for that side. The advantage for this side is if we're building stuff out in the new factory up here, we've actually got access to the other network as well down here pretty easily. We just have to run across the... Although we're probably having a decent distance apart, so I don't know how much of an advantage that would be. I'll reload my streaming dashboard here on YouTube as well. 1 second. Yeah, so like I was saying before, one of the advantages on YouTube is that the stream archives are basically archived indefinitely, as long as I want them to be there. So, and it's a little bit easier as well for people who come to the stream archives to actually comment on the videos as well. There's no real easy way in Twitch for that to happen. I think like videos like that on Twitch is sort of a bit of an afterthought. Twitch is really about streaming, whereas these are actually synchronized now. YouTube is actually based on having the videos on demand, and then the streaming was a bit of an afterthought for YouTube. So I think, like I was saying, I think there isn't any really features on Twitch that I'm missing on YouTube. Probably the main thing would probably be the community on Twitch. It's a bit more of a gaming community on Twitch. But yeah, as far as this factory is concerned, what we're going to do is try and sort out science, because I think we're slightly under producing science at the moment, so keep an eye on that for a little while. Yeah. I still need to, I suppose you could still do the same thing on Twitch, but you do need to set up, have thumbnails for YouTube. They sort of a little bit more set up for using thumbnails rather than just a screen grab from the actual stream itself. It would be nice if there was an option to have a screen grab from the stream as the thumbnail for the stream while you're actually in the middle of it. I'm not getting any drop frames. But if you do get any parts of the stream that are like a little bit choppy, or where the video playback seems to break up a little bit, you can just take a note of the time in the stream that is, and then we can actually go back and check the video afterwards to see if it was actually in the stream from my end or if it was actually just on your end. I'm keeping an eye on the drop frames. It seems to be okay at the moment. Like I said, the YouTube does actually provide several different options for playback as well in terms of bitrate. Okay, science is taking a bit of a nosedive at the moment. Actually, I did actually have some circuits set up on this, which I'm going to remove. We're going to have these launch as soon as possible. We're not going to have any connection between those. And we're going to set these to launch when science is below 2000. So it's just going to check to see if there is less than 2000 space science in the chest, and then launch a rocket if there is. Yeah, I think Twitch is shooting themselves in the foot a little bit there by not providing that for new streamers. Because obviously it's an incentive then for new streamers to actually use YouTube instead. The biggest thing Twitch has got going for it at the moment is the fact that they just have that gaming community. But if they're not careful, they might start losing that to YouTube as well. Okay, what's holding us back at the moment for science? Can we just see here quickly? Looks like purple. You can see these labs here. No purple science packs. Also, video quality when I'm in this area is never going to be fantastic during streams, because obviously all these robots flying around. I'm pretty sure YouTube encoding will probably hate this. What are we doing? Electric furnace. Red circuits probably would be my guess. Yeah, yeah, look at that. Red circuit is really low. That's no good. The other issue with encoding on YouTube for Factorio is that Factorio is not the best game for streaming in terms of encoding quality, because there's a lot of, I mean, any games that are like this sort of top view sort of game where the character moves the camera are never going to be good for as good as other games anyway, because obviously the entire picture is changing constantly. What are we doing here? We've got some pseudo balancing happening there. We probably need to diagnose the problem as to why we're not getting red circuits, rather than just trying to compensate with balancing, I think. We have one that's completely turned off here. That's interesting. Petroleum gas is dead. That's very unusual. Yeah, someone was mentioning in another stream that it's, if I do this, it's really noticeable apparently. No petroleum. Interesting. There's a teeny tiny bit. Makes it darker, yeah. Although I think some of that has got to do with the video editing software you use as well, because I have uploaded, I did actually pre-record and upload a bunch of FTL runs, like ages ago now. And depending on which video editing software and which color space you use, I think that can very much affect the brightness and darkness of the video. I can't remember the exact details. I've probably got it saved in one of my video project files, the encoding setup that I use for it, but there's actually encoding setups you can use where it works better on YouTube, and it matches the actual colors in game a little bit better as well. Up and down connector for the I think it might just be the oil. Oh, yeah, I'm getting dropouts even on YouTube. It's got to be my internet that's the problem for that side of things. It's kind of annoying. It'd be interesting to see how YouTube actually handles the dropouts. Let's have a quick look. Where would we see that? What I'm going to do is actually, I think there's a chance it could be my Ethernet cable. So I might actually buy a new Ethernet cable. It has because I think the Ethernet cable I've got doesn't have particularly good shielding. I don't know if that could be causing the problem. Same session just keeps going. Okay. Let's just quickly check out this. Yeah, I'm not 100% familiar with where everything is in YouTube either. To be honest, even Twitch streaming is kind of disorganized the way it's all set up. Yeah, it looks like it's the same video. I just want to quickly see if it's actually going to split the stream archive the same way that Twitch does. I don't think it does. I think it just pauses the video. Live. There's probably one piece from the yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's still pretty, yeah, it's still the same stream. Cool. Now, can I find my way back to the dashboard? Where are we? Live streaming. And we're back onto the live streaming page. Okay, cool. Well, we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll probably do that after I finish streaming, because I think I've actually been looking at this for a little while. My Ethernet cable, it's not the best, so we'll probably try and find a good quality Ethernet cable just to eliminate all the possibilities. Petroleum though, it is kind of low for this second set. Let's have a look at the second set of oil production. It seems to be spotty, so let's have a look at the output pipes. It is kind of lowish, which tells me it's probably just oil. Probably just the oil situation. So more oil. Check the inputs from the bus. The other advantage with YouTube actually is because of the way the whole video archiving thing works, is that, and also the way that the there's just a bigger audience in general. I could, if I did have issues with my internet connection for an extended period of time, I could always just record a couple of hours of gameplay and just upload that to YouTube. I could do the same thing on Twitch, but I don't think Twitch has much of an audience for those sort of videos. The oil's okay, but it is a little bit low. So maybe another oil train. Though now that I look at the red circuits, it's doing better, but we'll make sure. We'll make sure, and we'll get an extra train of oil, or at least boost the oil that we've got, I think. So we may not have a huge amount. There's still some patches of oil that could be fixed there as well. Yeah. Let's have a look at the oil trains. coming into the depot. Any oil trains anywhere else? How many oil trains do we even have? 2. That's kind of low. I think we need more than 2 oil trains for a factory of this size. Whereabouts you? You're parked in there. And you're currently going back out to your outpost. So how many actual oil outposts do we have is the other question. Maybe we get another one of those connected up. We've got 1. We have 2, and that's it. What's the capacities of these? Not huge. So maybe we'll get another patch of oil connected up. There's one down here that's not too bad. Extend this rail line. We might do a quick artillery outpost and clear out some of the bugs around the area. Yeah, let's do that. So let's grab some stuff for that. Clear out my inventory a little bit before we go. Keep on running over in that direction because I'm forgetting that the trains have been moved over to the left side now. The other resources are looking pretty solid, but that's, again, if you have one resource that's running low, it tends to make the other resources look better than they actually are, so it's no real guarantee that that's actually the case. I think iron might be a little bit low, actually. We need pipes, actually, so let's request those. Lots of them. And we need pump jacks. 30. Got an auto trash mob. Do we need to carry beacons with us? Not really. Not that many anyway. What else do we need? Tanks? I have no idea how many. Let's get 30. I think it's way more than I actually need. I think that'll be good. Yeah. Is it still red circuit that's causing the issue with science? Don't know. The purple science looks like it's ticking over pretty quickly there. What's the labs? It's still purple, so there's got to be some of these that are running low on red circuits. Maybe it just takes a little bit of time for it to catch up, but we'll get more oil coming in regardless. Yes, we need to build an artillery outpost first. It's actually been a little while since I've done the artillery clearance, so we'll see if all that stuff still works, all the connections still work, and the artillery manufacturing still works as well. So let's go to oil 3. Yeah, thinking about the connectivity issues, even that YouTube handles it better than Twitch. Because Twitch tends to split the VODs up into multiple parts if your internet connection drops for so much as a second, where I think YouTube just pauses the video at that point and just continues on as soon as the connection comes back, unless you've been disconnected for a while. Be interesting to find out what the actual allowance is for disconnection time on YouTube before it actually considers it a separate stream. Yeah, the other thing I need to go through and set up, which I'll do over the next couple of weeks, is the notifications, because I think pretty much all the notifications for YouTube are still the default Streamlabs notifications. I haven't updated any of those. They should still show up in the event list fine, and that all the notifications should also still show up. There shouldn't be anything that's not working there, but it'll just be whatever the default animation is for Streamlabs. Everything else is pretty well integrated, I think, in Streamlabs. I've connected up the Twitch and the YouTube accounts on Streamlabs, so that should be fine. I was actually a little bit worried about how YouTube was going to handle my background music, but hasn't been any issues so far. Obviously, all the songs have been copyright claimed, but it doesn't actually affect the my account or the videos being archived. It just means that the copyright holders for the music are allowed to monetize the video if they want to, which is quite alright. I don't really mind that. Let's turn on blueprint footprint here. I think we're going to need it. Yeah, so I'm actually making a note so I don't forget. Purchase new Ethernet cable. If I can type with this microphone in my face. Ethernet. Okay. And keyboard as well, actually, because my E key is just about on its last legs. It's working about 50% of the time at this point, so yeah, we'll get a new keyboard. If anyone has any recommendations for a nice keyboard. What do we need here? Landfill. Actually, did I not activate blueprint footprint there? No. There we go. Yeah, that's my E key. A bit dodgy. And how far down can we actually go here before it's a problem? A lot further. We have to keep in mind as well the pollution level on oil patches can be pretty extreme, I think. Yeah. So how do we want to do? We might actually do combination of automatic and manual clearance here, I think. Yeah, let's extend this line down a little bit further. Go as far down as we can. And probably get rid of all that landfill now. Don't really need it. Yeah, the only thing I miss from Twitch on YouTube is the community, because there's probably only a handful, you know, probably 3 or 4 people that stream Factorio consistently on YouTube. But I think if streaming on YouTube works out, I'd probably be more inclined to stream other games as well. If I do play other games, I just tend not to stream them as much because there's not much of an audience for me on Twitch for them. Things like The Long Dark, which I've been playing a lot of recently. Wouldn't mind going through the, I think there's a new story for The Long Dark, which I haven't played yet. What are we going for here? Cliff explosives. Can we go further? I think we can. Don't want to get too crazy close. I think this will probably be fine. Yeah, this will be fine right here. I think I've still got the blueprint for the artillery outpost as well. Although that's the old style. Do I have a blueprint of the new style? Doesn't look like it. Okay. There's got to be one on the map here that we can use. This one right here. How close are we? That might be slightly too close. Let's make sure we get these laser turrets installed pretty quickly. Actually, one thing we might do research for is another level of laser turret damage. It's been a little while since we've done that. Actually, no, I think we did one not too long ago. Yeah, we did the 64,000 level 1. Do we go for the next level now, or do we wait for more science capacity? Because what's our mining productivity cost at the moment? It's still way cheaper, but it's, I mean, 6 levels of this for 1 level of that. For the extra 70% damage. We'll run it with the damage we've got, because we did actually do that upgrade. Damn these trees. We did actually do that upgrade, I think, fairly recently. I don't think we've actually tested that upgrade. So this will be our opportunity to actually test the upgraded laser turrets. So first thing today, we'll actually get the work on the science, try and get the science balance at 1200, and then we'll actually start sketching out the expansion for the factory. Maybe for the new version of the factory, if we can get it close to completed before 17 comes out, maybe we'll try and do a slightly cleaner layout than what we've got here. Because obviously if we're building a new factory from scratch, we don't have to worry about what's already been built. We can basically just build everything from, you know, in the best possible position. Well, this is okay. I think it could probably look a little bit better. But again, if you do it symmetrically, if you were to do this exact same thing but flip it vertically, it's that weird thing that if you have 2 of the exact same thing and then it's mirrored, it tends to actually make it look better. Same as these designs here. Individually, they don't look so good, but when you have like 20 of them stacked on top of each other, it actually looks kind of nice. What do we need? Laser turrets, and also get rid of this stuff. Laser turrets and walls. And we've skillfully missed the cliffs there. Entirely intentional. Maybe. And some rails. And that's pretty easy to do, those artillery outposts. We'll see what the automatic range is. That's the other thing we could do is increase the automatic range on the artillery as well. It's been a while since we've done that. Yeah, let's just send this train back. Although we do need it. Let's dump off some of this stuff from my inventory. I'm going to grab some rails from this. And we'll grab all the rails from that, and we'll send this one back to the building depot. Call the artillery train out here, and we'll see what happens. And this should be interesting. We'll see how these upgraded laser turrets handle the bugs. And we're up to... I've actually left a bunch of artillery outposts installed. We might go through and pull those out at some point. Artillery outpost 5. See how quickly this train can make it out here. Inactivity. is it likely to use up a full set of ammunition? Let's say that it will. And let's also actually watch this train to see how it comes out here. I'm kind of interested. Okay, this is at way past the end of the bus. This is the last outpost, Iron 7. Through there you can see the stack. We've got a train stack on Iron 7. It's going to have to go all the way into the factory to get back out. I don't have any reverse loops on this main line. It's the one floor, well, it's probably a few floors, but it's the one major floor with this design. There's no reverse loops. So it's not used that often, the reverse loop. So by that I mean, if you have a look at the main line, trains are almost always going, these are the stations, out from the stations, along the main line, down to the outpost, then back up through the interchange and back down this side of the main line. It's very rarely that you need a train coming from down this line to go onto this bottom line, so you don't really need a loop that goes from top to bottom and back again. There's like one or two situations where you need that. The other thing it's missing is a way to connect the exit of these stations to the stacker directly. But again, there's only one train that actually needs that, the fueling train. Oh. We have some visitors already. This is pre-artillery wagon bug friends. I should have grabbed some repair packs from that to build a train while it was here. Just have a quick look at my playback. One thing, another thing about YouTube that I like, oh, here goes the artillery wagon. Let's move a little bit away from that. One thing I like about YouTube is that the delay is actually pretty short. The latency is pretty short. There we go, artillery wagon firing. Let's have a look how the bug's going. We'll see. So this is with the upgraded artillery, not upgraded laser turret damage. So we'll see if they can actually manage to do any damage to the laser turrets now. Previously they could. I think it's like an increase of like 60% from the previous level. Oh, they're still doing some damage. What's the pollution range look like on these other oil outposts? And what's our range look like? I think we'll clear this area out. Then we'll do another artillery outpost over here and clear this out as well. How big is this iron patch? Borderline 7.5 million. We might actually get some of these smaller iron patches connected up at some point. I've been avoiding them, but I think because I'm not getting any of the iron connected up at the top, it might be worth getting some of these smaller ones connected up at the bottom. How much ammunition do we have left here? 6, almost empty. Actually, you're probably good to... Actually, it's going to leave any second. Which we will put in... Where? A little bit up from there, about here somewhere. I'll be shocked if I have enough rails to finish this. What we might do here is actually put in a temporary station. Call the build train out here, get some supplies. I'm actually getting warnings from YouTube about stream quality here. Now it's green. Might have been a temporary. I wish it would actually show a history of stream quality. I don't know if there's an option somewhere where it shows you like it just gives you like a single indication. It basically tells you whether the stream is good or bad at the moment. It doesn't actually give you a history. Dropped out for a bit. I didn't get any drop frames, which is a little bit interesting if it's saying that it's not monitoring, if it's not drop frames directly that's actually causing the problem. Could be an issue figuring out what's going wrong. Yeah, that's the thing. I'll make a note of that as well. YouTube stream health. Because that's one thing that I do prefer the way Twitch does it. Because Twitch actually provides you with a graph of the history of the stream health as well. So you can see, like, for example, if there was a issue with the stream 5 minutes ago and I didn't see it at the time, I'd have no way of knowing. Yeah, which is essentially, I think, drop frames. That's pretty much the way that YouTube handles drop frames. But I didn't actually get any drop frames in XSplit. But yeah, I think YouTube just pauses, which is preferable to what Twitch does, which is disconnect you, split the VOD, and then reconnect you as a separate stream. Builder train. It's called the builder train out here. What I'll do is actually we'll keep that stream health somewhere a little bit more prominent so I can actually see it. Okay. Build train. Come out to the temp station. Might take you a little while to get here. How many rails do I have left? Probably not enough to complete the job. I want to go out further than this. Although that's probably pretty close. We can go one further, I think. Then do the artillery outpost at the very end here. Yeah, out of supplies. It could also be the encoding settings that I'm using, because I'm actually using... Oh, I did the same thing again. I can see my playback pausing for a second then. Well, that could also be my YouTube. If the stream health doesn't give me any warnings, I actually might change my playback here to a slightly lower setting. Let's change it to 480p. It could also be the latency. I don't want to make the latency any longer though. It's on low latency at the moment, which is pretty nice, but it's actually shorter latency than what Twitch has. And same again, let's grab some more repair packs. And some spare bots. some repair packs. And did I see a bug? I did. Hey guys, where are you going? Oh, to the other artillery outpost probably. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because this train's largely unprotected. Go back to the building depot. Okay. This is still working fine. And the train has actually gone again. This must be back at the artillery. It's heading back to the artillery depot. So yeah, this right here is the patch of ore we're not going to worry about the coal. 2.1 million. I think we're good for coal. Let's have a quick look at the coal inputs. Although, actually, I think coal could probably be boosted as well. I think that's probably on the... it's not showing at the moment, but I think it is slightly on the lowish side. I did actually have to do a little bit of fiddling with the belts here to make sure that it was actually supplying enough coal to the red circuit production. Although it does seem okay, but again, I think if we have shortages in some elements in the factory, it makes the other things look like they're backed up a lot, but that may not be the case once we actually get all the supplies coming through that we need. Artillery train. How much have we cleared out over this side? I wonder if there's anything to go over there. We'll let it go in there and see what happens. I don't think there's that much left. Do we get any shots fired? Nope. Nope, nope. Okay. Yeah, so that should be enough area. I don't think the pollution for the oil is going to spread that far, but we'll just make sure that we have a decent area of clearance. Let's have a look at what is the next level of artillery range worth. Same as the laser turret damage, 128,000. I think that'll probably wait until we've got the factory expanded before we do that. So kind of expensive, those ones. We'll actually leave these artillery outposts installed for a decent amount of time because sometimes it takes the bugs a good like half hour to track in. To be honest, this is actually probably a lot larger area that I've cleared here than I really needed to, but we'll be safe. What's the other thing we can do is shooting speed for artillery. is actually pretty cheap. Yeah, why not? Let's do shooting speed. Although I'll probably have to switch back to the other research to actually properly test the science. We'll leave it on that for a little while. Yeah, there's not that much damage happening to the laser turrets. The occasional spitter is getting through, but it's not much of a problem. Still plenty of ammunition left. Still getting drop frames. I might call it there for the day. Looks like it's pretty consistently happening around this time of day. What I might do, we'll call it here. I want to get back to this though, so what I'll do is just walk away from this a little bit so it's not quite so loud. What I'll do, I'll probably jump on later tonight and we'll continue this stream. I'll see if it's any different at different times of the day. That's one thing I need to test. So, and also we'll have a look through the stream archive and see where the dropouts were. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'll get a new Ethernet cable because I think that might be the problem. The Ethernet cable I'm using is kind of crappy. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll probably be back on later tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow sometime. I'll see you then.